Facebook feed, then we will start.
There's 2 reviews of the Duh.
Oh, good.
If we want to watch them today, or read more than one today.
Are they good?
I think they are. I
Are
think
they good reviews?
reviews.
Will they hurt my feelings?
They won't.
Okay.
Unless you're a baby.
I don't think so. Our neighbors, that lady right there, she doesn't say hello to me.
I bet that doesn't matter in the grand scope of things.
You're right. Is your phone broken? No.
Might be. It always does a weird thing.
Okay. Check.
Check. Whoa!
Hello, Brittany.
Check.
On
Check.
Facebook Live. Good
Hello
morning.
and welcome. Check. Do your levels, please.
Hello, test.
Why are you so much louder than
Check.
me?
Hello.
In my headphones.
I project.
Headphones.
I'm a public speaker as well.
Oh, jeez.
Hello.
Check.
Check.
Okay, I guess that's good. Who knows? Not even me.
Check.
Maybe my hair is muffling the sound. Okay, are we ready?
Hair
That.
muffs.
That sounds real weird.
All right.
Don't continue with that line of
Good
thinking.
morning.
Good morning.
All right.
Okay, you ready?
Ready?
Okay.
You starting?
Yeah. 1 second.
What are you doing?
I'm fixing my Kilroyd. All right, ready?
All right. Good.
Hello and welcome to the Anatomy of Marriage podcast. I'm your host, Melanie Studley.
Good morning. My name is Seth Studley. I am a licensed marriage and family therapist, and today is day 21 of the 100 days of AOM Q&A, and we do 4 things every single time. And who's today's show brought to you by?
Our show is brought to you today by Audible. Go to audibletrial.com/anatomy of marriage to get a free audiobook on us. We love audiobooks. We learn from them. They are like school for us. They're like friends to us. So go get a free audiobook on us. Visit audibletrial.com/anatomy of marriage. And if you're new here, welcome. We have a marriage podcast because we went through a really hard thing. Seth is a licensed marriage and family therapist. He knows some stuff. So check out our old seasons, season 1, all that jazz.
Yeah.
It's great. You're going to love it.
You'll
But the
learn some
4
stuff.
things that we do every day for our Q's and A's is we do a prayer, a past gratitude, we read a review of the day, and then we hop into y'all's questions. So do you want to pray?
Yes.
Chisney.
All right. Dear God, Creator, thank you for your blessings. Thank you for another day that we have an opportunity to do good things, to be good and improve ourselves. And thank you. Amen.
Amen.
All right. You go first. What's your past gratitude?
I'm thankful that you brought the canoe,
Yeah.
the canoe to the lake yesterday.
Yeah.
That was really, really fun.
Yeah, it was.
Super, super fun.
Fun. I'm glad that you guys came and showed up too. Let's see. Yeah, I'm just thankful for that. I'm thankful that we were chill yesterday and not doing stuff. I'm like, oh, let's just be normal and
It's
not
like
work.
the first time ever in our lives that we've like prioritized being just being and not working.
Just doing
like,
nothing almost.
all the time. So yeah. But what did I do that you're thankful for?
Did that. Came to the lake.
Okay, good. Great.
Turn your brain off and did stuff.
Perfect. All right, review of the day. There's 2 of
Review of the
them.
day,
You can
okay.
choose to read one or both.
You read one. 100 stars. That's a lot of stars. Thanks. Seth and
You
Melanie.
didn't read who it was from.
Oh, can we say the names?
She's right there.
Oh, from Brittany. Hey, Brittany. Brittany Megan Stoltz. 100 stars. Seth and Melanie are amazing. They are so real. They discuss real life situations that not only give insight to marriages, but in relationships in general. My husband and I have started doing marriage mornings and really implementing some of the things we've heard on the show, and I already feel like there's hope for us and our marriage is improving. I've learned so much about myself and how I need to change in order for my marriage to blossom. These podcasts have seriously been life-changing for me. Give them a listen. You won't regret it. Thanks, guys, for what you were doing. You guys rock.
Thanks,
you, Brittany.
for your review.
Yeah, for
That's
real.
awesome.
Thank you so much. Awesome. Okay, now another one. Review from Michael
Well, we
P.
can. Oh, never mind. Okay.
on Facebook. Yeah, go ahead.
Says, hands down, the best relationship podcast I've ever heard. I listen to a lot of NPR-like podcasts and stuff, but the nuances and the audio effects and music clips, this is for season 1, by the way, are second to none. Well, pretty close. Realistically, I could go on and on about the great down-to-earth demeanor, the relevance of topics, the depth of research and source material, blah, 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 but just listen to it. Again, that is referencing season 1, because season 1 is nothing like the current version of the podcast.
Yeah.
It even has a free audio workbook and a workbook.
Yes,
Check
it
it out.
does.
But thank you for rating and reviewing the podcast. If you haven't done it yet, please do it. It's awesome and super helpful for us.
All right. Thanks, guys. That really helps.
It does.
And right into the questions. All right, here we go. questions. What do you do when hygiene is the reason that I don't want to have sex? I've told my husband so many times that bad breath and butt sweat is a major turnoff.
I knew you hadn't read this one yet.
I would like to think he would respect that and take a shower and brush his teeth before trying to make a move, but he doesn't, and then he tries to come at me. How am I supposed to want to have sex when he is so gross and unattractive? Whoa, big time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's
I have
just get
some
into
feelings about this.
this. Go ahead. My butt doesn't sweat.
Okay.
Just kidding.
Okay. I think that it is extremely important for all of humanity, for people to realize, especially men, that if you're trying to have someone be attracted to you, you can't be nasty and stank and expect that they're going to enjoy it.
Make yourself attractive.
Yes, and if someone has requested, so this is something we dealt with, like the brushing the teethness of it. And tell me what was going through your mind for like the 9,000th time that I asked you to please brush your teeth, and you'd go, "Oh, sorry, I forgot." What were you thinking?
That I just forgot.
What else were you thinking?
I wasn't thinking much about it.
Okay.
How about that?
Okay, because as a culture, women are trained to think about this stuff all the time. And if we don't brush our teeth or shave our legs or look beautiful or wear high heels or have on nylons or some dumb crap, that we're disgusting and gross. So men, step up your game.
Right.
And when I ask you to brush your teeth 10 times in a row, on the 11th time, you best figure out how to brush your teeth or you're not getting none of this.
Right.
None of it. But what are your thoughts?
So
like, I really want to know what you have to say.
I think it's also a matter of respect, and maybe this guy's just not thinking about it, because I think there's other underlying things that are happening. So
why do you think that?
What do you mean, why do I think
Why
that?
do you think there's other underlying things that are happening?
How could there not be?
How come... Oh, okay.
Right? So...
Okay.
So...
I have to pop my ears. Keep talking.
Okay. What are you doing?
My ears are messed up.
When she were on camera doing that, she's doing that like she's fixing a snorkel or something. So I think there's some underlying stuff here, and I would like for you guys to talk about respect and how your husband views you and how he respects you, and what does he do around other things? Does he do chores or whatever things that you ask him to do, kids, whatever kind of thing? And if that looks similar to the way that he responds to the other requests about sex and brushing teeth and like washing your butt, then I think there's a problem there. It's a bigger problem. That's what I'm saying. There's a bigger issue. If he can not listen to that, then there's other stuff going on too. So having a real conversation, use the clearing structure. When you XYZ, this is what it makes me feel like. It's
when
not,
you have the butt stank.
Right, and bad breath, it's all this stuff. And, maybe I think that this is also feels very disrespectful too. It's not just about, oh, that stinks.
To the wife?
Yeah, to the wife.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that stinks,
Literally.
Oh, that's gross. No, it's disrespectful.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I asked you to do something over and over and over and over that would benefit both of us, and you don't acquiesce, then we need to have a larger conversation.
But you did that.
I know.
So what do you have to say to yourself? Was there a deeper issue going on? That's what I don't understand what you're saying. You're saying to him, something else is going on that's deeper than this, but then you're saying to me, I just forgot.
Right. Well,
so which one is it?
Maybe it was a level of respect. I was like, okay, well, she'll be fine. Or I'm not even thinking about it. Or make it a priority. Or maybe it's not just that. Maybe it's like, she likes that. I can do that for her. Get my stuff together.
Yes, and the I like
Take
that.
the focus off of me. Oh, I forgot to brush my teeth. Right. Make it a point. Be intentional. How about this? Be intentional about it. Don't go to bed without taking a shower.
Yeah. Well, and the thing the analogy that came into my mind is like saying like, oh, I love my partner so much, I'm going to make them a really good meal that I love, and you got like stank, moldy French fries from the garbage bin, and then put it by like a hamburger. And you're like, I got you these. They're so, like, I did almost no effort. Want it?
Yeah.
And they're not going to actually want it.
Yeah. So I would say to the husband, be intentional, and for the wife to approach him around this, use the clearing structure, and like, I need you to be intentional around this, or.
But also, don't you get that computer like we're just moving on? We're not. Also, I would say too, And when I talked to the ladies at MOPS that time, and I said the sentence, I don't have bad sex, don't accept it. And I know that sounds harsh, but you don't need to accept stank butt stink, because you're better than that.
Stank butt stink?
Like, you know what I mean? You don't need to be like, oh, well, he didn't wash his butt again. I guess I love this. Like, you don't. And he's never going to learn that you don't if you accept it every time. And I know that sounds weird or whatever, but I think it's an okay thing to have boundaries like that. I just read an article about how women are like constantly pacifying men in things like this. Like, oh, well, he forgot, so I'll just accept it, even though I hate my life because I have to have sex with a man who doesn't brush his teeth.
Right.
Like, no, stop accepting it. You don't have to be a bee about it.
Right.
Just stop accepting it and say,
set some boundaries around that. Yeah.
We are welcome to be together. I would love to be together with you if you brush your teeth and take a shower.
Have the brakes and accelerator conversation too, because I can imagine, you know, like if you wear your 1800-year-old sweatpants.
Which I do every day.
Well, yeah, I'm kind of fine with it. But that can be a break. Or we talked about on another show, having the computer in the bedroom. That's just a break. I'm like, oh, well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can have that conversation, brakes and accelerators and all that. But I just want to say, for all of you ladies, and for men, if your wife is doing something that you find really gross, you can be loving for one. There is zero reason to like be mean about it and attack your partner or whatever.
Right.
But set boundaries. Like, have respect enough for yourself to be like, this is not what I want in terms of stank breath and stink body. We don't need to do that. We don't need to do that. If we actually love our partner, we can give them a better version of ourselves, and if we love ourselves, get a better version of our partner from them.
That's right. Somebody on Facebook Live says, finally caught you guys while you're live. Woohoo! That's good. We go on around 7 a.m.
in
Pacific time.
Yeah, Pacific time.
We're in Seattle.
We're glad you caught us. And I don't know if we said that. We're live on Facebook and Instagram right now, always, and so you can come hang out with us.
Okay. A husband's number one need is to be respected, right? So if I'm being honest, I don't feel a lot of respect for my husband overall, and I think he senses that. I want to honor him, but I don't think it's possible to fake respect. How do I overcome this if the only option feels like him changing is the only way I can respect him? I don't want our marriage to fall apart because I can't respect him. Okay, so
that last sentence.
So I hear a lot, and I'm kind of pointing fingers at the wife on this one.
That last sentence. It says, I don't want our marriage to fall apart because I can't respect him.
Can't, never could.
Oh, nice. What is it? It's can't.
I don't know.
It's Aaron Walker said it.
Oh.
So that last sentence, I don't want our marriage to fall apart because I can't respect him, is hugely telling, and that's where I want to start. Did you want to start somewhere else on this?
You start.
You can respect your husband. Just because you don't right now doesn't mean you can't or won't in the future. And I want you to have a growth mindset around this concept of respecting your husband. And I will say, I dealt with the exact same thing for a very long time. It's all family of origin. It's all like Enneagram type stuff.
Okay,
where
you dealt with the same thing. Was it because I wasn't doing respectable things?
No.
So it was not up to me.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
And the only thing, and so let me tell you this. So what I was imagining would make me respect Seth is if he treated me the way that or actually, let me say that again. If Seth thought, acted, and processed the world the way that I process the world, then I would respect him. You know what that's called? Arrogance.
That's called you wanting a fruit smoothie, not a fruit salad.
That's me wanting, well, why doesn't he think what I think? He's not respectable. Nope. He's different. What are you reading? You're reading something.
Comments?
So true. Vid? I don't know what that means. Calls us to love and serve and respect our spouse as unto the Lord. God. Oh, they fixed it.
Okay.
Yes. And so I think it's very important that we do think of it with a growth mindset. My foot is caught in the cord. And not say to ourselves, oh, I just can't respect him, so our marriage is going to fall apart.
Yeah, so I want to be sensitive to, like, actually kind of hear what she's saying. Maybe he's doing things that aren't respectful,
yes,
like maybe butt stink or bad breath. That's not.
Or he's like a liar. I mean, there are many disrespecting, non-respectable things.
Yes.
And if that's the case, that's a whole different conversation.
Yeah, if that's the case, then okay, we're not going to point tons of fingers to the wife here, but yeah, the growth mindset. It's not going to be like, oh, when he starts doing this, then I'll decide that I can do this. It's like I'm learning It is up to you, the individual, to be like, I can do anything. What?
I'm disrespecting how slowly you're speaking right
Oh
now.
my goodness. Listen, people don't listen to everything on 1.5 speed, and I don't talk. I'm from the South, so
I know. Just continue talking.
just wait until
I just thought it
how
was
southern
funny.
I get when we were there for 3 weeks. Anyway, I don't know what I was saying. Let's see. I don't know what I was saying.
I'm sorry. I just thought it was kind
You ruined it.
of... I do think, though, there is a lot to say for the way that the wife is perceiving this, because I want... This is what came to my mind, was make a list of what things you think would make you respect your husband. See if he does them, and see if you actually respect him.
Yeah, that's a good point. Make a list of the things I find respectable in a husband, in a man, in a partner.
And I don't mean to sound mean to the wife, because I know the wife is great. Everyone is great. All humans are great. But I wish someone had looked at my face, picked up my chin, and said, you don't respect your husband because you think you're the best person in the world and you're arrogant, and that's why you don't respect your husband. And you're not going to, he's never going to be me. And if I'm putting you on the pedestal of be just like me, then I'll respect you. Right. I'm going to be divorced.
So really, in that last sentence, you kind of gave yourself a homework assignment and pointed your own finger back at you. I know that sounds weird, but no, maybe it does sound weird. And let's see. Don't want our marriage to fall apart because I can't respect him. That's like saying, I don't want to get, super overweight because I can't stop eating. Well, what do you need to do? You need to stop eating. You need to start focusing on that and being intentional and choosing to respect him. I like the list idea a lot.
Yeah, I just think
good.
You got to get practical about what you're actually expecting from your partner, because sometimes we think, we just have this general idea of like, well, I just don't know. I just don't respect him. But get really specific with that, and then you'll see how, the more specific you can get, the more you will see that there are holes in your logic, and you don't want to respect your husband because all you're wanting is homogenized relationship. You just want him to see the world how you see it and understand it how you understand it. Choose the things that you would choose. Put the shoes away the way you would do it.
Right.
And if you just did that, you'd respect him. No, you wouldn't. I didn't.
think there's some judgment in there too, which we both had in our marriage too. So, okay, I'm going to read a comment. Sometimes we need to be the spouse we would want to be married to. Lead by example and graciously point out the problems. Exactamundo. It's kind of like if you're a boss at a job. Be the employee that you
Said
want to
10
be.
points for the mom clap back.
Sweet. Okay. We've seen this one before, so it's been a while since we had gotten this one. So let's see. As a kid, I was always talked over, disregarded, or yelled at, so I found it safer not to talk than risk rejection. My family started saying I was quiet and I didn't need to talk, and that's the story I gave myself growing up. Now, as I'm healing myself, I'm finding that I love to talk. The problem is that I've spent so much time in my head growing up. When I try to listen, I find it hard to silence the noise in my head. What can I do to help silence the noise? Thanks, guys.
This is really, really cool. And one of the things, the first thing that came to mind, I think it was from a book I read, I can't remember, but give your mind a task to do when you're talking to somebody that is about them. So if someone is talking to you and you're like, in your brain, like, oh, I want to say all these things, I have all these ideas. Set your brain on a task and try to remember the 3 takeaways from what they just told you, and then repeat them back in an organic way, if that makes sense. So that's like a
what's an example?
Active listening technique that people talk about, like when you want to get to know people better, or be like a better listener or a better employee or boss or whatever. Does that make sense? What did you just ask me? What do I
wanted you to give me an example.
So like if you told me about your vacation and your kids in a restaurant you ate at, I might try to remember, oh, he said he went to Santa Fe and they went to this restaurant and they ate that thing, and you might try to remember the details and the only purpose is to focus your mind on what the other person is saying. Yeah. And it's just all about controlling your thoughts and getting it kind of organized together.
Yeah, that's a good point. Oftentimes we think because we want to relate to other people. Yeah. Like if you're telling me about ice cream, then I'm thinking about that great ice cream that I had in Charleston, and it almost melted, but I had to eat it fast. You know what I'm saying? So in an effort to relate, I'm not really listening to you. Yeah. I'm saying what I'm thinking about myself, right? So slow down, take the focus off of yourself. And I can relate to the
growing up.
The growing up as a kid, I was always talked over, disregarded, or yelled at. And growing up, I felt dismissed often, like, oh, don't worry about that, or blah, 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 this. And yeah, that kind of does make you even if you're not an introvert, kind of turn you into an introvert. And I've found that I just observe things very, very much when I'm in new situations or whatever. And yeah, do some work around that. The self-reparenting episode that we had, where I do like another 30-minute monologue, I don't know, for there while I was doing that for a while. But that was that was a really cool episode. And go to that. Try to, I don't know what number it is.
Just type.
But reparenting self. It's basically parenting yourself, giving you what you knew you needed.
Giving you what you needed.
Giving your kid self, giving your kid self what you knew that you needed, and who knows that better than the adult self of you right now.
And it's really powerful. So if you do still feel like you're being talked over, or you don't have a voice or whatever, you can go to anatomyofmarriage.com, and in the search thing, do self-reparenting, and you should be able to find those episodes, or they're like on SoundCloud too. But focus, my dear, you're looking at people in the parking lot. But so that it's a good way to rethink what you were taught as a kid that isn't serving you well as an adult. But I do want to say, you can use techniques for being a good listener. It's I think the first thing that came to my mind.
Yeah.
And this is all really important in relationships too, because if you can't listen, you make your partner mad.
Yeah.
Accidentally make your partner upset because you never listen. You didn't listen. You blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. But that's really cool that you have the insight into yourself in that way, and you're doing stuff that kind of illustrates, it does illustrate a growth mindset. Okay, let me look inside first before I'm looking outside and pointing fingers and doing all this other stuff. So, nice job, dudette. I don't know. Okay, what do you want to talk about? We got a couple minutes left. Anything else that we're excited about? We're excited about the premarital series that's coming up, and that is actually going to be something for sale. We did 7 or 11 session video.
Yeah, it's 11, so it's over 7 hours of an entire series of a podcast with an actual couple that we sat down with for their premarital therapy or premarital counseling last year. So we recorded all of our sessions, and it's really super in-depth. And then we did an additional video series pointing to the big topics that we pulled out from the actual sessions themselves. And then it has a accompanying workbook sheets that you can do per episode, per topic, whatever, with your partner. And it's really cool. We're really excited about it. We're kind of wrapping it up. It's been a really long project, but now we are having the time to complete it. So that is very, very exciting.
Yeah, that'll be really cool. And then we have another series coming out that gives highlights from a talk that we did in Dallas, where we talk about sex and intimacy, communication, and also family of origin. And these things are going to actually be for sale. We're excited to offer them for sale. So I think we're at a point right now where we're doing some good stuff. We want to start selling stuff. So we're going to dip our toes into the commerce piece of it, I guess. And the premarital series is not just for pre-marrieds. I would listen to it, being married 10 years, 5 years.
Yeah, it has a lot of there's a lot of great content that you can listen back if you've been married for 10 years and go, oh, that has been our problem for 10 years and I didn't realize it. So it talks about in-laws, it talks about drug addiction, it talks about sex before marriage. I mean, it talks about everything. So it is very, very cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So if any of this stuff has been helpful to you, the zillions of episodes that we've done, the tons of hours that we've produced, please consider going to patreon.com/anatomy of marriage, giving $1, $5, 99 cents, whatever. It really helps us out. It absolutely helps us out. So Patreon.
And thank you to our patrons.
Yes.
Or patrons?
Patrons. Patreon.com/anatomy of marriage. That's all the calls I want to do. I just want people to really remember to go to Patreon if this has been helpful. So
I want to do two calls to action.
Oh boy.
Go to audibletrial.com/anatomy of marriage to get a free audiobook on us. And please rate and review the podcast. We'll read your review on the show, and we love you. Thank you for joining us. And thank you to everyone who has rated and reviewed and has gone to Audible and has gone to Patreon.
That's right.
Love you guys.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Send in your questions.
Catch you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye. Click. We're still here.
We didn't leave yet.
We didn't.
Let's see. Hold on. Savannah Mooney. Yep. We have the thing coming out. It's going to be rad. Hello. Oh, what is
Wait,
this?
I don't know. How this?
Maybe we can answer it right now.
Yeah, well,
Hello, I've been married for 1.5 years. I'm realizing how lacking I am when it comes to my ability to fully emotion. I'm not sure what
we
happened.
can't read the whole thing.
So, I don't know. I don't know how that works.
Have a good one, Robert.
Sorry. Yeah, thanks, Robert. And emotion. Do some. There's some emotional IQ tests out there. I don't know which ones, but Google emotional intelligence. That might help you out. Sorry, we gotta end soon. Email us. Bye.
Yeah, we can get it into tomorrow's episode.